Yay! Oh my goodness. Okay, let me first of all share this.
Do you tend to watch yourself during live streams, or do you look at the camera?
It depends. I kind of look around at hard. I try to do a little bit of both. I try not to be too much on looking at myself, because then I'm like fixing my hair 24/7.
Yeah.
Which is really, obnoxious. So, let me move this over just a little bit so I don't have. Okay, there we go. I just want to share this on my.
Sure, yeah.
Since there are some like.
Ooh, got some adrenaline for.
I know, right? Of course, there's. This is all how it goes. I swear, every week it's been pretty smooth, I have to say, and
yeah.
I was like, I talked to you last night. I'm like, oh, we're good to go.
Mm-hmm.
Turned it on this morning, tested it out. Okay, so let me share it, and then we can get started.
While you do that, I'll get my kitty. Come here, baby. This is Jolene, everybody.
Oh,
she's my little daughter.
Oh, pretty. Oh, my God. Wow. All right. So, wow. My friend I have a friend that she's like, loves everything. Everything is like cats. She's obsessed, and she would die. Right now, she would be like, she wouldn't have, her attention would be purely on. Okay, so that's all set. Let me share it on my page.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
And then we'll get started. I'm so excited to hear everything, because I've,
yeah,
we met.
Me too.
Okay, here we go. Page, the Glamour. All right. So, how are you?
I'm good.
Good, awesome. I'm so happy we were able to do this today.
Yeah, me too.
I'm sure we'll be able to do more, especially when I get this back in order. But I always pretty much like to start telling me a little bit more about yourself and how you got started in the business. I think that's always the most important, and everybody loves that question.
Sure, yeah. Well, first I'm going to take a sip from my Live the Glamour mug.
Oh my God, I love it.
And don't you look how janky it is? Look how janky that is. Oh my God. I thought I'd make it like a really, like we're on like national television.
You just totally inspired me. That's it. It's like, I'm getting them and you're getting the first one.
Thank you.
Second. You're getting the second one. I'm over here with a basic time Starbucks. It's the Whole Foods one, but that's fine.
I just squeezed that in before we started.
I love it.
So, yeah, I mean, I've always been creative and artistic. I'm actually an art school dropout. But yeah, I mean, one day I just had yet another urge to make some jewelry, and I went to the craft store and I got some like really cheap, like children's beads, like plastic colorful children's beads.
Okay.
Just because I thought that was I like funky fun stuff,
Right.
So I just made some stuff, and I was just hoping that maybe I can make a few bucks from some friends or something like that. Post it on Facebook.
Naturally, yeah.
But I was really inspired by all the shops I was seeing on Etsy. And
how long ago did you say this was? When did you start? What?
2012.
Okay.
2011, 2012.
Just so that's what I found, I feel like when Etsy was really kind of popping off a little bit too. So that's interesting. For sure.
Yeah. And yeah, I was just like, oh my gosh. And, I thought that it was easy, that it might be easy on some level, because some of the things I was seeing, I was like, I could do that, but it was not. And it still hasn't been like that on Etsy. It's hard. But yeah, so I basically just started and didn't stop, I just took it more and more seriously, and the designs got better. Yeah, that's how it started.
Yeah, that's awesome. So you said you started with just finding little jewels and stuff that they had, or I guess charms that they had. Did you move on to, I guess, finding people that could make stuff for you, or were you making it yourself?
Yeah, so it started with the plastic children's beads. and then just stuff from like like Michaels and stuff like that.
Right.
But then I quickly, well, pretty immediately, I quickly transitioned to buying different findings and charms for on Etsy.
Okay.
And I would just spend hours and days just like combing through, like if I was trying to find a cat charm, I would try to find the best cat charm, you know. So I would just comb through everything. And then eventually within the past couple of years, I transitioned to well, okay, so my current collection, part of the collection is made from vintage, like they're actually the pieces, like for instance, this oak leaf. This is one of my longest time bestsellers. Yeah, they're really awesome.
They're pretty.
Yeah, thank you. Well, they're newly made. The base is brass, and they're actually formed from vintage tooling. So the big machines and it's old tools, but you know, newly manufactured. So a lot of the gold in my collection is that.
Okay.
But you know, the base is brass, and then I get that coated in a nice coating of gold electroplate, and I combine it with gold fill chain and ear wires. So that's part of the collection. And then the other part is designed completely for myself. So I either hand carve it from wax, and if it's too difficult or if I just don't feel like hand carving it, like for instance with my garden gate necklace, this is my favorite piece. Everybody knows it's my favorite.
Oh, that is so creepy. Wait, you made that? You did that yourself? That is
this I designed, but I didn't carve it.
Okay. That's awesome. So, a garden gate? Yeah. Wow, like who would think? That's so, I know, you know, your jewelry is, you have that like magical kind of feel to it, and I love that. I mean, I'm all about that. And that's like, I don't even say fantasy, but you know, that world. And I feel like that is totally that, you know. That's beautiful. I didn't even see that. I don't even think I saw that piece. I'm not sure if I even saw that one.
Yeah, it's my favorite one. I love it so much.
And it's so unique. It's not something that, I mean, who would ever think of that?
Yeah, totally.
Wow.
Yeah, so and that's like a big part of it is like, I feel like when I wear it, sorry, there's a garbage man. When I wear it, I just feel like I'm really like representing myself. You know how good it feels to, you know, you dress in a way that makes you feel like this is very me, and like I'm saying at least a little bit of something to the world, to the people that know me by what I'm wearing. But yeah, about the fantasy world, yeah, like I just love that in general. Like who doesn't like, kind of really, you know? But also because like the world is not like, can be a harsh place too. So it's just really nice to like escape, like make everything as magical as possible, basically. Yeah.
I feel like jewelry is a really good way to do that too, because you know you're wearing it close to you. Yeah. You can always look down at it, and you know whether it's your necklace or earrings or bracelets or anything. I feel like you can always. It's sort of that. I actually was telling a friend the other day. It's almost like a totem, like a piece that if you're in the middle of like chaos or something going on through the day, and you have a necklace on and you can just grab onto it and hold it, it kind of brings you back. And to have that like, magical feel to it, it even more does that. So I love
it enhances it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think just like you said, like I think jewelry is just kind of inherently magical. It just has this sort of ancient, like, I mean, it's obviously been around for a long time.
Right. Yeah.
But yeah. But this one I had a CAD designer, a computer-aided designer. Basically, someone's on the computer and they're creating a 3D model of it, because this was I couldn't carve this. That would be, and there's a lot of intricacies of like what can be cast successfully and stuff. So yeah, I had somebody. I looked on Pinterest and I kind of saved a little folder of all my favorite beautiful like romantical garden gates and stuff. And then I sketched and kind of did like a composite of all my favorite aspects of all those gates. And then I came up with this design, and then I sent that over, and they made it. Yeah,
that's incredible. Oh, yeah, I love it. I feel like, and I think that's what a lot of people wonder is how do you come up with that, or how does a creative idea come to you? You know, do you see something and automatically create it, or like you said, taking different pieces and bringing them together? It's amazing, and that is how you create something that's unique to yourself, but then also full of inspiration at the same time. That's beautiful. What color what kind of metal is it?
This is sterling silver.
Okay.
And then I also have it in bronze. So the gate, if someone were to buy it in gold, the gate would be bronze, and the rest would be gold fill.
Gold fill.
And it's beautiful in both. Yeah.
So when you say, and just so for anyone who doesn't really know or isn't as familiar with the terms, when you say gold fill, there's two types. There's gold fill and what's the other one? Gold
electroplate or gold plated?
Gold plated. I'm just thinking of the plated. So that gold plated is just on top of the metal, correct?
Yeah. Okay, hold on. I just pulled up my website because I forget the percentages. Let me tell you.
Okay.
Because this is kind of fun to learn. Okay,
yeah,
so
I feel like it's something.
Yeah, so gold electroplate, yeah, it's a plating, and you can get into and it has to be, in order to call it technically gold electroplate, it has to have a certain amount of gold. So right here, gold electroplate is gold that has been electrolytically deposited on a base metal. By federal standards, in order to be called gold electroplate, or GE, the gold must be at least 7 mils, millionths of an inch, which who knows what that means, you know?
I'm gonna tell you.
And it has to be a fineness of 10 carats or better. And sorry.
No, 10 carats or better. I didn't know that was the case.
Yeah. So to be called gold electroplate, it has to have at least that much. And mine, my gold plating has a fineness of 23 carats and a thickness of 20 mils, or a half micron, which is really generous. Like if you were to go to Forever 21, they call that flash gold, and that would be like a very, very thin layer of gold.
Got it.
So my jewelry, like the parts of my jewelry that are gold plated, they have way more than that.
I see.
And
so yeah, see, that's interesting too, because we wouldn't really know those differences, you know.
Yeah, it's kind of like peek into like those little like pockets that you don't know much about.
I love it. I actually I anticipated a little bit of, you know, having spoken to you and looking through your collection stuff, knowing that you would probably have some of that background knowledge on that. So I was kind of excited to dip into that a little.
I'm glad I had it together. No.
Like the definition and everything. That's so perfect. So that's one of your favorite pieces. What would you say? Would you say in the collection you have like a bestseller or something that everybody kind of is drawn to?
Yeah, and I got really. So how do you? Is it Oriana Lamarca? How do you say what?
Oriana Lamarca, yeah.
Oriana, yeah. I got really inspired by her. I was like, oh, I want to do like a talk show and like show my jewelry to everybody.
Right.
But
you should. I should connect you guys. You guys would be great.
So these are the my large oak leaf earrings. These would be my long-term bestseller.
Okay.
They're my earliest bestseller, and people like I can't, like, if someone bought these, I will inevitably get feedback that like they're getting comments on them all the time, and they're their favorite pieces of jewelry. So these would be a bestseller. People really love this, and this is the branch and oak necklace.
Oh, that's pretty.
And I have another version of this that has a crystal quartz hanging from it.
Okay.
And people really like react a lot to that one. And so silly enough, I have would you mind if I grab something really quick?
Go for it.
Yeah,
no, I want to do show and tell. So
okay, I'll be back. So talk about yourself meanwhile.
Actually, I'm going to tell everybody who's just tuning in or just watching. I had a little bit of technical difficulties with this. So we're on Melinda's. She's hosting it, and then I have it shared on my page. Melinda Ryan is from Good Looking Objects, and she's a jewelry designer. So we're checking out some of her stuff right now. I'm so excited to be showing you guys this. Yeah. I know you probably have a ton.
Sorry, I didn't hear what you said, but I'm sure it was nice.
I was just explaining who you were again for anybody who's just tuning in.
Oh, thank you.
They'll know.
Yeah. So this is they're not.
No.
Sorry.
No, go.
Okay. So this is the Handful of Magic. People are absolutely loving this one. This is it in silver.
This is what you have on your Instagram, right? This is the image that's on your Instagram.
Oh, the logo? Yeah, it is actually.
I love it. And what do you call it again?
The Handful of Magic.
Handful of Magic. Oh, yeah. It's so adorable. And what's in the center of it? It's a crystal in the center?
It's a North Star. It's both. It acts as a sparkle just to symbolize magic, but also as a North Star, which is, historically it's like symbolizes, guidance and, going in the right direction and stuff. Yeah, so that's the meaning of it. The fact that that star is within the hand, to me, symbolizes that like we hold that power. We always have that possibility to choose good or whatever it is we want,
That's incredible.
So yeah, people are loving that one.
That is like, I'm sold. That's
Oh, thank
something.
you.
I am getting that
And it
one.
comes in 3 different lengths. Some
Amazing.
of my jewelry, that one comes in, I think it's 18-inch, 23-inch, and 32.
Would you say?
23 is my favorite for that one.
I was just gonna ask. Would you say there's like a favorite? The 23 is your.
Yeah, I think 23 it would like end like kind of this is like hanging at more of like an 18-inch kind of level.
Yeah.
But yeah, the
Right
23 inch would probably end about here. But on most clothing, I think it wouldn't awkwardly like because I don't like when I'm wearing a piece of jewelry and like it awkwardly ends just like right where your clothing starts, you know?
Yes. Yeah.
But I think for most clothing, I think the 23 inch actually would work pretty well. Yeah.
Okay, that's good to know too because I don't think everybody knows lengths as well.
Yeah, and there's actually a graphic on for that listing. For that necklace, and for a few other that I offered different options on. I actually put a graphic that illustrates like what the links would look like on the body. So
even better. So do you are you? I know you started with Etsy with shopping, and I guess with some of your stuff. Are you still on Etsy?
I am. I don't put a ton of time into it.
Yeah.
But I mostly put my energy into my website.
Your own website.
goodlookingoutfits.com. But I am on Etsy and I get sales in there as well. So
okay. Yeah, I mean obviously I think the goal for a lot of designers is to use Etsy as like a platform to step off of and kind of work with the traffic.
Yeah.
I don't know if that necessarily does work. I actually would be curious. I don't I've never done much with Etsy, but I am curious to know or I can even ask you if you feel like which you touched on, if it's beneficial or if it really didn't do much for your brand, or does it do much still
for Etsy?
Yeah, like being on Etsy, do you feel like as a jewelry designer it's beneficial, or do you feel like it's almost unnecessary and you can just launch right into your own website?
Oh yeah, I think I would absolutely say yeah. I mean, the more places the better, but also for other specific reasons. For instance, I had a wholesale account that found me via Etsy. It wasn't even via Etsy wholesale, which is a thing. It was just, you can actually search locally for stores. I think that the store owner went on Etsy and typed in a zip code and saw what makers were in the area so that they can support them and carry their things. So they contact me and ask me if they can make an order. So I absolutely think it's worth it. But yeah, I would definitely like recommend, depending on where you are,
having both. The Etsy, and
because you want to have like control and like own, like you don't want to be at the whims of, and you know, sometimes like maybe I shouldn't say this, but sometimes like I hear horror stories of like people that like just got their store shut down for like apparently no reason. So that's like pretty frightening.
Well, I mean, it's true. I mean, I see it now just from today with the difficulty having with this live. I've throughout years of working in business, I've learned how, you know, these things happen and then you learn from them. And it instantly made me think, okay, what am I going to do on my website to do the live there and then, you know, somehow share it this way? Because you don't want to be stuck. And that's such a good point in any business, is that you don't want to be confined to what somebody else, when another platform is telling you can and can't do. You have that presence there, which I think is so important, you know, having the presence on Facebook and all these different platforms, but having the control, or starting with the control, having your own. So that is such a good point.
I think also like business owners, like we kind of want that anyway. Like we want to be like the boss of everybody. Like
you do.
We want to like call the shots and like say like don't control me.
Exactly, and that's the reason why we, you know, most likely started.
Yeah.
So all right, so I mean, I already know the hand. I mean, that's like, I love it. And the earrings are gorgeous. What other type of pieces do you do? I guess besides those two that are more well known.
Yeah, I actually laid out some here. I could show you if you want. I'd love to.
Yeah, that's let's get into that.
So this one is like just kind of flat out, like blatantly says magical on it. Let me show you. I think this one is really nice in the longer length, the 32 inch, I think.
Or to like layer,
because it's bigger, you know, if you have something small, it could be a little awkward to wear a really long chain, but because it's a little bit chunkier and bigger. But this is the magical necklace. And it's kind of hard to tell, but it's the shape, it's just kind of an organic shape, but it's kind of based off of the shape of like a crystal.
Yeah, that's what it looks like. It looks exactly like a crystal. That's cute. Now, did you How is there?
Speaking of crystals, sorry, check this out. Isn't that magical?
Amazing. I mean,
it's called an Arkansas quartz or something. I think it's called.
I'm obsessed with crystals, so I could look at them all day
long.
Oh,
I think I saw you.
Yeah.
I think I saw you posted Insta story.
I have
of like
a huge collection of crystals. So that one is.
But I'm sorry, what were you saying?
No, I was just saying about how the magical was written on there. Did you find something? Yeah. Did you source that? Were you able to like source
that one? I carved.
Oh,
that was the one that I hand carved out of wax. Yeah.
Oh wow. Oh my god.
Yeah, I thought it could because you know when you can carve it, it's going to be a little more organic, and I thought that one could. It would be a good match,
especially because it does have that crystal look to it. You know, the shape of it is like a crystal kind of, or you know, a wand.
Oh, cool! I like that.
Yeah, the carving kind of makes sense with it. That's what I thought of when you said crystal. I thought wand, and I was like a magical wand.
Yeah, that's such a fun one. What else I have? And then I have this is another chunkier one. I also think this is a good in that same 32-inch length. This is a lightning necklace. I carved this one as well.
You carved that? Wow.
Yeah.
That's awesome. How long does that take you to do when you're
You know, this one was actually really impulsive. Like I was like sending out all my waxes to my caster, and I was like, wait, I really need a lightning bolt. Like I carved this one really quick.
Oh wow.
But you know, I don't know because you kind of get like in a zone. So I don't totally know how long. I mean,
it probably just depends on the piece and how.
Yeah.
All that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, take me through the steps when you're carving a piece. You carve it in wax, and then what are the next steps from getting it from that wax into the actual piece of jewelry?
You know what? Visual aids are fun. Can I go grab something else again?
Yes, I'm all about that. So,
okay.
Honestly, to be honest, I need visual aids because that's how I understand the best. Hey, Oriana, I see you on here. This is very fun. I think. Hi, Monica. Trying to see who else is on here. Everybody. We are going to do some questions at the end, so in case everybody does ask, if anybody asks a question, we're going to do questions.
Oh, hi, Ariana. It was so fun to watch you.
Oh.
So, yeah, this is one piece of wax here. Let me catch my breath. Okay. I was just running.
Yeah.
And this is just one tool, and I would like to invest in some better tools. But, yeah, so I just carve something. I mean, let's say if I wanted to do a circle, if I wanted to cut a circle out of this, I'd probably take my jeweler's saw out, and I would saw a circle, and then I just kind of carve away at whatever
So you first determine the shape of the pendant, I guess.
Yeah.
And then if you're gonna write words or anything, then you would do that on top of that too. So that whole piece of wax is the actual piece that it is. It's nothing poured in. Okay.
I'll try to make it look like the most, perfect finished piece, but in a wax version. That'll get sent to my caster. Okay. And then the whole casting process, that's a whole other story. But yeah, there's different types of waxes too. There's some that I kind of like that melt a lot easier. And yeah, it's pretty fun. It's just a very friendly kind of medium in a way. Cause
it is.
Like sometimes like if I'm soldering or working with metal, it can be pretty tricky. And also you're dealing with like chemicals and stuff.
Yeah, I feel like that. So are there different types of wax that you use based on the piece that you want to create? Is that why? Or
not necessarily because of what it's going to end up being, but just I guess I mean I guess so. It depends, of just what's going to make it easier for me to make it.
Yeah. So then you'll carve into that, or you'll create the piece into that, and then that piece of wax you send off to who
my caster.
The caster, okay. And now the caster, did you have to you took a lot of time, I guess, researching them, or did someone recommend someone? Was that like an easy process or something?
Yeah, it was easy. I'm trying to figure out. I don't remember who recommended them to me, but I found one pretty quick. Okay. And they were really great about telling me how it worked. It's pretty interesting. Like, how does wax end up to be?
Yeah.
I mean, maybe it's not rocket science.
It's not. Honestly, I find it really interesting because it's not something I know anything about, and And I think knowing that background in the piece, like that lightning piece that you created, or the magical, I don't know, that it just influences me or anybody, I feel like, in a way of saying like, wow, there's so much more to this piece than it just being like this generic thing that was stamped out, whatever, and thrown on a necklace. Like your heart, your whole your energy was put into that physical energy to make it, but then also, like the energy that's flowing out of you. And, not to get too metaphysical on anything, but that says so much more in a piece of jewelry than just, something that you go out and buy and that you didn't physically touch or do anything with. So I don't know. I find it really interesting. And then the process that it actually takes to get to that final product is really interesting. The wax, and now you're sending it to this person, and they're the ones who actually make it into the metal. Okay.
Yeah. And so first, before I forget, I've been thinking about like the whole process of making stuff. I mean, I've just been a bit emotional these days, but like I've been like philosophizing about it. But like, I mean, there's like so much that goes on when you're making something, and it's not all romantic either. I mean, like there's emotions, like there's like, is this good enough? And oh my God, why can't I just get this right the first time? And like, I mean, and also great emotions too, but it's like it's kind of like a roller coaster. But so a lot happens in that time of making something.
That's interesting.
But as far as how it's so then it's sent to, so that the wax, now I'm not even sure if I have this all straight yet, but the wax is sent to a mold maker, and they make a mold.
Okay.
And a master, I think. They make the master, like sterling silver or whatever it is, and they make a mold, and then I believe somehow that mold or the master is sent to the caster.
Yeah,
and then
that's what I thought.
or maybe they make the mold too. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know well enough to describe it.
Yeah. And so then once the caster is done with the piece, he sends it back to you. That's when you receive it back.
Yeah, and then the caster, they make like a wax tree, and they have all these, I forgot what the term is. Some if jewelers are watching this, like, get it together, Melinda. But
no.
Yeah, and they make multiples of it, however many you want, and then they send, and then that's like the exciting time, when that package comes to your doorstep. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Because it's like this wax piece out. Right. Sometimes you send out a metal piece too, and then you're finally getting it back, and it's just like, oh my gosh, it's so exciting.
Yeah, I can't even imagine it, because it's almost like, you don't necessarily, your vision is one thing, but then to actually see it come to life and be something real and tangible in a jewelry piece, that has to be such a fun feeling to see,
and scary at the same time. You don't want, like, there could be a train wreck or something, and and inevitably, like, this is part of what I was saying about the roller coaster. Not even just like, just like being a human making something, but the hiccups, like things not working and or breaking, or so
I mean, I have this conversation, and I think it goes across most industries, is that there's always going to be, those things that happen. There's some major highs and then lows, and it's how do you get through those? How do you take it to the next step? How do you not feel overwhelmed by it? And, am I the person who's like, okay, am I gonna continue to move forward and make this happen, or am I gonna let it take me down and and I never want to do this again? I think when you have the passion for something and it's something you love, that's what really keeps you going, even when you have the worst situations happen. And the situations could be something that a piece doesn't come back the way you want it, or it could be really big, and I'm not getting orders, or I made all this and now how do I sell it? There's a lot of those questions that are constantly going on in business. And I mean, I think one of my goals is to figure that out. I don't know if there is 100% way to figure it out, but I think talking to people, business owners like you, and hearing your stories and hearing what everybody's doing, there's a way to kind of maybe reduce that a little bit. And that's part of it.
It helps to relate, and
exactly.
And I think it's just like, it's, of course, it's to a degree, it's the roller coaster, is like inherent, and you kind of inherit, I was going to say something, I forgot what it was, but
So just going back to the piece, when you get them, when you get them back, and now, is that when you decide what chains that you want to put them on, or how they're going to
I'll try to, I'll try to kind of envision that as much as I can beforehand, because
Before.
like imagine getting all those things and then you look at them and you have to wait for who knows how, like another week to like get your chains. Like who can be that patient,
No,
So I try to imagine. I try to imagine beforehand what chain will look good. So yeah, usually I try to have them ready.
You already have it, like a vision of it in your mind.
Yeah, and I'll order the chain if I don't have it already that I think will go good with that piece. And and then and then usually they take some finishing work, whether it's polishing or oxidizing. Like for this one, I oxidize this so that those letters are black and noticeable.
Oh, so when that came back to you all silver. You didn't see it. Ah, okay.
I love a little bit of like that accent came out when you said all.
Oh. Yeah, it just.
Well, you remember I said I'm from Long Island, New York.
Okay, so
yeah,
you have the ear for it. Accent
I
just pops out. It's not all the time.
I wish do I have any accent of Long Island at all?
Not that I've heard yet. I haven't heard any. How long have you been, out of Long Island? I guess I should say. Long, or do you?
Sure. I'm not the greatest at math. Maybe like 17 or 16 years. I moved out when I was 18.
So like
34 now.
A decent amount of time. You've been away for a decent amount. Yeah.
And I think it was probably like purposeful, because like I think like when you're like some of us, we try to like get rid of our Long Island accent, but I wouldn't mind having it now. Like whenever I hear it now, it's like, oh, so cute.
You miss it, yeah.
It's like I mean, real,
we're doing what I guess I always have to transition a little bit. There's always I'm always myself. I don't really try to take away who I am, but I think having done a lot of TV and speaking a lot, it naturally kind of forces you to make sure your words don't come out confused. Or the bad.
I'm listening to you, but can I pause for a second? Jolene, she will incessantly meow if I don't let her out. So I better do this now. No. Sorry. So professional, I know.
No, it's fine. So to everybody that is here, we're talking to Melinda. She is the owner of Good Looking Objects, a jewelry designer, and we actually met at a conference that I was speaking at maybe like 2 months ago, and I'm just telling them how we met. How we connected.
That brings up another thing. I love how down to earth you are. You're just so chill and like down to earth and friendly, and like I just love that. Yeah.
Thanks. That means a lot. No, that's
yeah.
I was just saying how we, connected, and I love connecting with people, and I think it's important. I think, for anyone who's wondering, I think social media, I said it at the conference, but I meant it because I do think social media is the place that you can build a relationship, kind of subtly and in a way that you wouldn't really expect. And I think a lot of people underestimate that. And it almost is the new place to kind of talk and get to know someone. I mean, that's how I feel like, I knew about you, but had we not spoken a little bit more on Instagram and really connected there, I don't even know where it would have went. So I think it's so important for people to know that is a good place, and to not be afraid or not be shy of it. It's kind of, I don't know, it's nice.
And to be grateful for people like you who are so friendly.
I love it. I'm like, when someone writes or someone says anything, or I'm like, when you said about being here, getting to talk and do this live together, I was so excited. I'm like, yes, this is fantastic.
Yay.
Because I genuinely want to know more, and I'm so I'm a very inquisitive person, so to have the opportunity to sit here and just ask you all these questions that I have, this is amazing.
Oh, yay.
Yeah.
I love to ask questions too.
Yeah, I
love asking people questions. Yeah.
Well, go for it.
Thank you. Well, I can't keep track of everything that you do. Like how many businesses you have or what's going on, but and then your Insta stories, like you're like living the life. You're like working out hardcore, cooking like artisanal meals, like on TV.
I really try. I like Instagram to be or Instagram stories to be a little bit of everything. I think
Yeah.
I like to, I don't know, I feel like it's given me an outlet to kind of show other aspects besides like the TV fashion world side of things.
Yeah.
And I question it so often. I'm like, is this annoying that I'm posting this?
Oh no.
But I'm like, you know what? It's easy to click through. So if anybody's not, you can click
Yeah,
through.
yeah.
Good deal. But it's just, I don't know, it's fun. I love what I do. This is the Live the Glamour Live is a newer part of it. But something that's been on my plate, kind of waiting for a long time.
Yeah.
And I just felt like I want more people to know about awesome brands. And I kept saying, I'm like, why is this not, you know, especially being there at the conference, I'm thinking it, and there's so many amazing designers and so many incredible stories behind them. I'm like, how come this is not what anybody knows? You know, everybody's, you go into these big stores, and I have nothing against them, but you don't, even when there are jewelry designers in, you know, a big department store, you don't really get a history behind them or or how they started. So I like this.
What is your favorite social media platform?
You know, I guess I jump back and forth. I use Instagram probably the most, I'd say, and it's the most beneficial for business currently. Yeah. I don't know if it's going to stay that way. I also do think Facebook too. Facebook technically already has a built-in audience that cares about you because they're your friends and family and coworkers. So Facebook is sort of that place where these are people that you don't have to convince anything of. I feel like Instagram slightly is more, hey, you know, I'm on Instagram, this is what I do, and this is real life, and you're doing more convincing. Whereas on Facebook, it's a platform where you already have the people who believe in you. They know about who you are, and it's just feeling okay about putting yourself out there a little bit more and not being afraid. And then another one that I've been using a lot more lately is LinkedIn. And I've been posting even like these videos, my blog posts, TV segments. I've been posting them all on there, and it's incredible the views that I'm getting on LinkedIn.
Whoa! I didn't even know I didn't even know you could post something on there.
Yes, you can, and I would highly recommend it to anyone because I think obviously it's more of a business platform, and I try to be a little bit more aware of what I'm posting over there because it is more business, but it kind of opens up a little bit of a new doorway to some people that you really may have touched and maybe are interested in your jewelry or your story behind your jewelry, and you know, who knows what it could lead to, even if it doesn't lead to necessarily a customer. But it could give you an opportunity to, what if there's someone on there that is a buyer for a store and you're posting your jewelry pieces on there, just talking about them, and then this buyer's like, this is perfect for my you know, boutique or department store or whatever, or someone who knows someone like that. So that's what I think LinkedIn is really good for, and I would suggest it. I'm suggesting it more now. But those three are probably the most that I rotate between those three the most.
Yeah. That's cool. I've never heard LinkedIn talk about that way. So I would definitely say my Instagram is definitely my favorite.
Okay.
And like but I think it took having a business to know how great Instagram was, because you know, you have that drive to like be out there and post and stuff. But just the people, like, oh my gosh, like if any of them are watching this, like, I love you so much. Just like you just get to connect with other, and it's like a very, like, Facebook is like more political, and there's like all kind of stuff that goes on there. I mean, on your, like, on the personal account, but Instagram, I feel like it's just like more artistic, like it's more creative and expression and that kind of stuff. So it's really nice. Yeah.
Do you use Pinterest? Do you post your stuff on Pinterest at all, or like your product?
Yeah, you know, I was using an app called IFTT, which I think I'll start using again. But then I wasn't sure if it, like, I heard something.
I used it for a while. I think I might still have a few things set up on it, you know, like where it automatically does everything for you.
Yeah.
But then I started just posting myself too. But I know, it's a good app for when you know that you just want to make sure that, like, if I post this on if if I post this on Instagram, then it's gonna get posted on Pinterest, you know. And
yeah, I was like, so I think I need to connect that again. I think I got worried because someone mentioned that like, oh, will Instagram sort of notice that there's this sort of connected app, and will they then sort of like treat you as like a less important? I don't know, but I need to do it again because like I do want to be all up on Pinterest as much as possible.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like you just said, the algorithms for a lot of this stuff is so confusing, I think, you know, with how Instagram is. And it is concerning because you don't want to do something that you didn't know was wrong to do. And then kind of like Facebook, like you don't really know the whole process of everything. And, you know, you don't want to do something wrong.
Oops.
I don't know. I said I would look into that too, if that app is good still. I feel like Pinterest is really good for products. I know I go on there a lot for inspiration, but then I also I feel like it's a good place for, you know, for brands like you to actually get to have your stuff reposted often.
Because people pretty much use Pinterest to keep track of outfits and styles and looks of like, so it's and then there's that button that'll connect you right to the website, so it's pretty great.
Do you you know, it's funny because I never consider YouTube like an app. I never really, but I use obviously YouTube a lot. Have you done anything with YouTube or video much for your brand or no?
I did a Q&A that I posted on YouTube. Then there was a couple of like cinematic little movies I made. Like I made a cinematic movie for the Garden Gate necklace. Maybe I can like somehow put a link down there after. I used it, but then I tried. Vimeo has like a limit, like. So I think I probably have to just transition over just to YouTube.
It does.
So I do, but nothing regular. But like last night, I was getting all excited. I was making sure I had my favorite tchotchkes up here.
I can see some of them.
Wait, can you see a candle? Wait,
I was noticing
candles.
So,
I lit some candles for you as well.
Okay, all right. So these are some of your favorite in the back. I love to talk about stuff that doesn't necessarily all. What is the significance of some of them? Oh my God, you know that looked so far away on here? Like you just
I know.
You just reached
I was disappointed. like yesterday I was like, I'm like trying to make this look all beautiful and you can hardly tell what's happening. Can you even hold the note? But it's a candle. That's right. I just got this candlestick at the thrift store because I was doing a farce photo shoot with my friend Carissa. Hi Carissa. And but we didn't end up using it, but
yeah, that's so funny how far it looked so far away.
This is in a lot of my photos, this green goblet. It's very magical.
That is.
And this My Little Pony is also very magical.
Oh, I used to have them when I was younger.
Aww. Her name is Flowerburst. That's like her actual real name is Flowerburst.
You should make a charm out of that. Actually, you know what you should do? I don't know how. Oh, a gnome. Is it?
Yeah.
You should make. It would be cool to have like have you considered making any of those into jewelry pieces?
That is such a good idea. Yeah, I could have those.
I don't know how.
Smaller.
Yeah.
Probably would have to do CAD. I mean, obviously you can get you can get miniature My Little Ponies, but let me tell you, I'm not sure. Let me see what your opinion is on this.
Okay.
Oh, sorry. The delay makes me talk over you by accident.
No, it's okay.
But there's like the new version of My Little Pony, which they look kind of demented to me. Like they look like they're on drugs. Their eyes are like this huge.
I think I've seen them. Yeah.
Yeah. But like the old school, like why do we have to make things look demented these days? Like, look how beautiful and tasteful this is.
It's true. It's so true. I know
it's lovely.
They're like really big, right? The eyes on them. That would be a cute one. That would be a really cute one to do as a necklace.
Yeah.
And it's nostalgic. So for everybody who had that, like of that time, I feel like you can create that, that feeling. I don't know. People are always connected to that.
It makes people excited. Like, oh, I can wear that.
Exactly. Yeah. I love that. Oh, so cute. So, all right. So we went through most of your popular pieces. What do you have coming up? What are you working on that you can give us maybe a sneak peek of?
Well, as a joke on Insta stories last night, I had the idea of making like a cosmic tater tot. Like, I love tater tots so much. So I was like wondering, like a tater tot with like little sparkly stars surrounding it as a necklace.
I think
I'm not sure how serious I'm about that. I mean, I would do it, but I'm just not sure how much it would translate. But that's not my usual thing. But
it might. Actually, if you packaged it in like something that went along with it, would probably
in the theme.
Yeah, that would be cute though. You would definitely that's like a cult following. I feel like you would get all the people who are like, you know, about it.
Like Napoleon Dynamite. I'm not sure if it's Napoleon, but he loves them.
Exactly.
And speaking of packaging, I thought this is the box that the jewelry comes in.
Oh, it's so
and
cute.
Like earrings, for instance, would like comes in a card, and then they're in like a little pouch inside.
Oh wow!
And really what I think is cool is that I hired this amazing illustrator. Her name is Jessica Raux. Is that I'm not sure if that's how you say her last name, but she's amazing. And I include a postcard in every package. Yeah. It's kind of like getting just like a little piece of art. I mean, you could even frame this. But look at this illustration.
Oh, she did that?
Yeah.
Are those all your
She does stuff for like Pottermore.com, which is like the famous Harry Potter website and stuff.
Yeah. Wow, that's really cool.
Recognize that?
Yes. And the hands.
I'm such a dork.
No, I love it.
But yeah, so this pretty much symbolizes like what my jewelry really is inspired by. You know, coziness, magical, cups of tea, kitties, and stuff like that. So I like that it's all portrayed there, you know?
You really made you can really, you really branded yourself. And I like that, you know?
I try to.
Yeah, you really, you can tell you're continuing to do that, which is awesome too. I always talk about that, and I say how important it is to do that branding. And I love that you put a postcard in. I don't know if you saw my Insta stories the other day when I was talking about brands, and when they'll like send stuff, and there's no information in there, like it's just like
sorry,
and you're like, I know nothing. If the name's on but like sometimes just because the name is on the product doesn't necessarily tell you a lot about it, or you know, what the name of the product is, just whatever. So I think that's cool that you did that, you're putting that in there too, because it's showing who you are, and it's also showing who you are outside of just like, oh, I make jewelry, or these are a few of the pieces that I have. It's kind of getting your whole collection together as one. I think that's essential for any brand, and I think a lot of people lose that. I feel like people don't necessarily I don't think they know their brand well enough to know how to brand it in their packaging, and that's really important.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, that is definitely something like I picked up on that I really wanted, because there was like some brands that I was really inspired by, and I try to make it as like the website and the packaging just as magical as whatever the vibe I'm going for, as strong as possible. Like, I mean, if I could have musical jewelry boxes, I would do that. So like, if I could have like, you know, like fireflies fly out of the boxes, I would love that. You know?
That would
but
be
thank you.
Amazing. Your personality comes through though too. I mean,
good.
From just getting to know you, you know, the past 2 months or whatever, you can feel that part of your personality, and I think that's also important. I always talk about the story, a brand, what the story is behind you. Everybody wants to know the story. No one wants to just know, you know, the generic details. It's like, tell me your story. Tell me who you are. Tell me why, you know, why you came up with this. And I mean, just the few little things that you talked about behind you that you love, that are magical for you, and you know, the little details. I feel like that totally comes through in your jewelry and your brand, and
oh, good.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
It is. It's amazing. So, so this was incredible. I loved every part of it. And getting to know a bit more about your brand. So do you have, for the holidays, is there anything that you're doing special for that, or anything you want to mention, or any at all?
I might be announcing something, a little something special. Maybe that has to do with Black Friday or Cyber Monday or something. So, maybe a little later on.
Okay.
But so there's that. And
where can everybody find you too?
Just stay tuned on Instagram. Instagram is a great way. You can find me on Facebook, but the best way to keep track of what I'm doing is Instagram.
Instagram is
at. Yes. sorry.
No, go for
Oh,
it.
at good-looking objects.
At good-looking objects.
But today, I already installed this, but today, if anyone's watching, they can use the code Glamour on my website for 20% off.
20?
I forgot 20 or 25. I forgot.
You are incredible.
One of those.
Oh my God, you are.
Oh, thank you. Yeah.
So, oh my gosh. Okay.
And that'll be good until tomorrow at 9:30 Pacific time.
Pacific time.
Yeah.
So
that's Glamour.
That's 12:30 Eastern Standard Time for anybody who's watching on the East Coast, so they know the word Glamour, and they'll get 20% off. I thought I'd give it
24 hours, so some people are like in Australia and different places. So
thank you. No, that's awesome. That is so thoughtful. And a great way to get your, holiday shopping on gifts or myself. I will be buying for myself.
Aw.
So that's not right. Maybe I'll buy something if my sister's watching. Maybe she'll get something too. So.
Yeah, and again, like what's nice to know is that like I try to package it as beautifully as possible. So, it comes in that nice box and the card and everything. So it's nice. It's kind of ready for gift giving. That's
awesome. Thank you so much, Melinda.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah. For anyone.
My first Facebook Live, Dawn.
Yay! Yeah. Really? Oh, it's so exciting. Okay, so for anybody who is watching, this will be posted. It will live forever on my YouTube channel at Dawn.Russo, so you guys can always watch it over there. It will also be on the Live the Glamour blog. It will be on Live the Glamour Facebook. It will be on my personal Facebook. And all the links to everything we talked about, all Melinda's jewelry, products, just send me those. And I'll post all the links with everything so anybody can find them. And in the next 24 hours, if you watch this, you'll get 20% off. So that's amazing.
Woo!
Yay! Thank you so much. It was so awesome.
Thank you so much. Yeah.
Do this again soon.
Yeah. Have a lovely day.
You too. Bye.
Bye.